Hello, hello, hello. Testing, testing. I wonder if you guys can hear me. I wonder if it's loud enough. Let's see. I've got to watch my own stream to know that, don't I? Let's see. My own stream. Close this door. Videos. I get to my own stream. There we go. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Is this a good volume? I hope it's a good volume. So. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Okay, that wasn't a good volume, so we'll try from this place where I am right now. Hopefully that's good volume. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Okay, that wasn't a good volume, so we'll try from this place where I am right now. Hopefully that's good volume. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Okay. Oh, that'll have to do. And if people can't hear me, they should say if you can't hear me, it's not really loud enough. Then well, I hope it's loud enough. Anyway, I just wanted to hop on to just draw for a bit, but I can't see the chat on here, can I? No, I can't. Okay, so I'll have to just hop on to hop on to watch it from YouTube. Okay. Oh, hi Snaps. Okay, awesome. Great. Yeah, so I guess I just wanted to do a little live stream. It's Friday night. You know, I was gonna sit down and draw, and I thought to myself, you know, why don't I draw live? Why don't I just draw live? You know, I'm gonna practice anyway. So if I'm gonna do this, I might as well. You know, maybe somebody will benefit from watching. So today, I just want to practice staging mannequins. So it's going to be a lot similar to the stuff I've been doing. I'll probably warm up with just doing forms, doing boxes in perspective. And then I'm going to move on to practicing staging them, because one thing I've been struggling with recently is like coming up with compositions and like arranging mannequins in a way that will tell a story, kind of. So that's something I definitely need to practice. In terms of the mechanical, like the actual like technical skills, like a drawing, I think don't struggle with them as much as I used to. Do you know if you'll release? I will be releasing a video soon. Yeah, I will be. It won't. It's gonna be a fun one. It's not gonna be as technical but I'll be releasing something at some point. Yeah, I'm aware. So one of the reasons why I've actually been doing less, posting less, is because I had a child. So like my wife gave birth to a boy in January, and so I've pretty much only been worrying about that. So way less things, way less time to do other things. So that's why I've been just like I already had a hard time starting my YouTube, and then the child came. So this has been difficult for me, but I will make it work. I will make it work for you guys. I just got to figure out how to manage my time better. Congrats, thank you very much, I appreciate that. I'm actually 28. I turned 28 in March. I turned 28 in March. I've been married for about 4 years. Yeah, got married when I was 24. Yeah, and my son is he's 8 months. Well, no, he's almost 9 months now. He's almost 9 months. So yeah. And I've been super busy. I've been in a range, just all over the place. I was camping at one point, a few months ago. Well, no, 2 or 3 months ago. And then I was on holiday in Malta recently. All over the place, traveling, seeing friends and stuff. So I've actually been drawing way less, but I will be ramping up. I'll be ramping up the drawing. I can guarantee you that. It's hard to get a big following if you're not following the latest media or trends, especially specifically if it's a technical art style. Yeah, I think so. I think I agree with that. Yeah, I think I agree with that. So I mean, to some extent, I think it's probably useful to try and hop on some trends, as long as you don't do it too much and you stay true to who you are, I suppose. I don't know. I see. There's definitely a benefit to doing that. Yeah, to a certain extent. Yeah. How you feel trying to draw every day with? Oh man, it's hard. It's really hard. I haven't been able to draw for like hours like I used to. But I'm definitely gonna make it work. Like I'm not somebody who is going to just allow allow my child to completely get rid of my hobbies and stuff. That's not gonna happen. So because I love drawing, so I will make sure I figure out how to make it work. Probably also good for him as well, right? When he gets older, he'll be able to enjoy his dad's drawing. So don't want to just completely stop. So what I'm doing right now essentially is I'm just trying to get my hand steady. And also I'm finding this really fun. I find it really fun just drawing boxes. I don't know. People don't find it that fun. I suppose I find it really fun. I could do this forever, essentially. and at some point I'm going to switch over to practicing those mannequins and trying to stage them in an interesting way. I was actually just going to rewatch another one of you, then I saw you live. I'm going to practice now. Bye. Oh, nice, awesome. Take care, Kurua. Let's all the best with your practice session. Hope you have a good one. Friday nights are great for practice, especially if you're like me and you have a family, so you don't really go out, doing it. You don't have anything crazy going on a Friday. That right there is a great example of me practicing to keep my hands steady. So I often do this stuff like this as a warm up. I don't actually do the whole like I think a lot of people do, like there's like a common thing people do where they take they'll do this thing where they practice that kind of doing ellipses. I prefer to just go slow and do maybe just practice a few good quality ellipses, And I also don't draw them in one stroke. I draw my ellipses in more than one stroke. I like to do it in one or two, or even three. Sorry, 2 or 3 or even 4. Okay. Hello, Adam. Hope you're doing good. Yeah, I deleted some of my streams. There were some tests I was doing that I probably put them back up. That's a good thing you reminded me there. I was supposed to put them back up, so I'll make sure to do that. Yeah, I have streamed before. Yeah, I'm not hiding from you. I promise. Just was testing something. Okay, so today I wanted to practice. Now that I've done that, that was a nice little practice thing there. I wanted to practice staging like mannequins on a scene. It's something I want to practice more, improve on, because if you can stage mannequins on a scene, and I'll be doing videos on this at some point. If you can stage mannequins on a scene, you can draw basically anything. You can create any kind of world. You can tell stories and stuff. Also, you can stage, block, and create all kinds of panels. I'm not really someone that's into comics or anything, but which is kind of funny actually. Yeah, I'm not really into comics. I don't read them as much, or have an interest in making them. But it's still, I still like the idea of drawing like standalone illustrations. And obviously Kim Jong-gi is like a main inspiration for me there. But like, it's really hard if you can't, at least if you want to draw the way I like to draw, which is from imagination, in a very kind of like free-flowy kind of way. It's hard to do that if you can't stage things on a scene, like mannequins and people on the scene easily. So that's something I need to practice more. So I'm gonna give that a try today, and just like see what I can make. But it'll be quite difficult because yeah, it's not easy at all. And you have to think about layering as well, like what goes in front of what. Like, but so let's see how that goes. So I'll start with let's see. This mannequin here. Do you like to write? I do like to write, but the writing I do is not really for like like art related, anything art related. For like, it's not something I could illustrate. For example, the writing I do is like my own personal thoughts, often for like to do with philosophy or whatever. When I have to when I'm thinking about an idea, yeah. But I'm not really a good writer, so I wouldn't say something I pride myself in or anything like that. It's just something I think everybody should write, from time to time. I'd love to see those streams back up again. Yeah, I will. Yeah, like I said, I'll put them back up so you guys can have a look. Yes, I am still mentoring. That's one of the things that I've been spending time on as well. I still do mentors, so if you're interested, I do still do mentorships. For anyone who is interested in the things that I talk about in my channel, but wants to spend more time trying to hone those skills and get critique and things like that. And I just realized now that I've drawn this way too big, so I'm gonna go smaller. And also, I'm gonna use a different pen because I think if I draw with a thinner pen, then I will. You can sign up by just messaging me. You have most of it. I don't have a page for signing up for mentorships and stuff because I want people to message me out of interest, and I'd like things to be more personal. In the future, maybe I'll have like a page or something, but I tend to, if people want to learn from me, they message me and we have a conversation and we talk about what kind of things we can work on together, So. Here we go. And when I say message, you can email me. Just like toss me an email, and I'll respond to that. Yeah. Okay. I'll try number 2 because this is way too big. I can't Do I have a Discord server? What's your preferred way to contact you? Or social media? Either email or social media. Doesn't matter to me. I'll see your message. My email is like somewhere on my but info about page on YouTube. So you check there, you'll probably see my email if you can't find it. Do I have a Discord server? No, I don't. But it's something I probably should do. Again, like I suck at like. It's funny because like I'm a programmer. That's my job, my day job. That's what I do. I'm a programmer. But and like so I'm supposed to be really good at with computers and like pretty good at coding. But I don't know. I don't know how to. I can't deal with things like Discord and stuff. I literally only know how to send direct messages, and I think direct messages and add people. That's about it. And I can just about join like a Discord, like somebody's Discord server. I don't know how to like. Yeah, I mean I could figure it out. It's probably weaponized. It's like weaponized ignorance at this point. Sorry, weaponized incompetence at this point. But yeah, I don't have a Discord server. Not at the moment. I will, but it's something I want to work on in the future. Yeah. Yeah. Viggy. Oh, everybody check out Viggy. Viggy's cool. I watch. Sometimes I watch his videos. They're cool. I like small creators like Viggy. Viggy's cool. Um, I'm on mobile right now, so I can't click on people's profiles in streams. Oh, 20 minutes. Oh, cool. I've seen a lot of people angle the torso on pelvic boxes. Do you find it necessary? Oh, by the way, hi Josh. Good to see you. I've seen a lot of people angle the torso and pelvis. Pelvic boxes. Do you find it? It depends. If you're trying to show, I just realized that this is wrong. It should be like here, kind of here, roughly, and that should be about here. Yeah, that's kind of wrong, but it's okay. If you are trying to angle the pelvis and the torso, then you need to angle it. Like, it depends on the pose, right? There are poses that require you to angle the body in a certain way, and other poses don't require you to do that. So it depends on what you're trying to do, I suppose. I don't know if that answers your question, but I mean, if somebody is hitting a certain pose, you're gonna I guess if somebody's like, I don't know, somebody is like, this is a very typical one that you see in like art books. Like if somebody's doing like a what's that model doing something like this, right? Like, you can see that angle right there, right? If somebody's doing that, someone's standing that way, then you need to angle it, right? And the reason you angle it is so that you can tell yourself where the landmarks go, right? So, like, for example, if you're angling it this way, that means that you know that this skin is gonna get pinched, because the bottom of the iliac crest here touches. It goes up and is angled to this one, and then as a result, you get this pinching iliac crest pinching with the bottom of the torso, or should I say rib cage? Yeah, that's the rib cage. Yeah, and as a result, you get like a nice kind of skin fold thing, right? So that's what it would look like, maybe, depending on the fat distributions of the person. So you would need to do it. Like, you do need to indicate that if it's important, you need to indicate it. All right, old man. Yeah, awesome. I'll check that out. Yeah. Thanks for messaging me. The only reason I could never stream is because I would get sidetracked. I can't spend more than 5 minutes doing something, even if I love it. Like, I love Splatoon, a game, and there's matches, and I can't. You can't do more than 5 minutes doing something, even if you love it. Oh, that's rough. That's rough. 5 minutes. If I love doing something, I tend to do it for quite a long time. But I mean, I guess everybody's different, right? Hi Zeftral. I was wondering when you first started to use a lot of reference, and when did you get to the point where you can start getting creative with shape and form? Did I use a lot of reference? Yes, I did, and I still use loads of reference. Like, most of my drawing is done with reference. Like, well, I wouldn't say most of it. Sorry, but like half of it maybe is done with reference. So I still use a lot of reference. It's just that I like to, when I do actual like drawing, like performing things, like when I record stuff, I tend to remove the reference and like practice without it. But no, I use lots of reference even now. You always need you cannot draw without reference. It's impossible. You shouldn't even try. Don't even bother. You need reference all the time. Always, all the time. The people like Kim Jong-ji, who are like masters at it, they're using reference, so just cannot really do without it. the key is like I think I understand where the question comes from. Is like people want to detach themselves from reference. They don't want to have to keep using reference all the time. And to that, I would say, yeah, that's fine. You can do that. The key is just to make sure that you're splitting between. So like you draw something with reference, then you try to attempt to draw it again without the reference, and you do that back and forth. And before you know it, you won't need it for the thing that you're trying to draw. Like if I'm trying to draw certain things, I don't need reference anymore because I've already practiced doing it like with and without reference constantly. So yeah, when did you start getting creative with form, shape and form? I think I started getting creative with shape and form when I understood what maybe a few years ago when I understood how to do that. The way to do that is essentially is like you don't even think about 3D forms. Like don't even bother with that. Just think like, how can I create interesting shapes, like random shapes? So that's a shape. That's another shape. That's another shape. That's another shape. So these are just random shapes, okay? But like, because I've done these random shapes, I can take the concepts and make them into something, right? So like, this one's really easy, right? Like you're just gonna extrude that, and you just create another shape, or you can kind of take the concept like for here. This is. And that's just taking this as a concept and using it to draw something else. Like that's just what I've done here. So I'm really just being very random and just like based on that I'm just like creating random shapes. But it starts with thinking randomly in 2D first. Like just think randomly in 2D, and then you can like create anything in 3D. You know. And also what I do is extrusion as well. Like I'm not actually doing anything crazy. Yeah. I hope that helps. I don't know if that helped, but yeah. Still doing the mannequins. Still the mannequins. So I tried to do two people standing here, but in my opinion, this is not really that interesting. Like this is like you've got somebody standing here, and then this guy next to him, and is putting his head in like a weird angle. I want to create something that has a bit more like depth to it, so like bit like front, like a mid-ground, background kind of thing. So that's what I'm going to try to do again. Let me try it and yeah, give that a shot. So we'll start with this guy maybe in the foreground. and then I guess I can. Yeah, this is fine, but it's fairly boring. Not really much going on here. I should probably try and do something a bit more interesting with the camera. And that's just reminding me that it's like all about where you place the camera. Now. Okay, but I mean, I guess if I add somebody here, that'll make it more interesting. So I can do that, I guess. Yeah, well, that's fairly boring. I mean, yeah, anybody can draw like mannequins. I mean, I shouldn't say that actually, but I think this is the problem I have. Is like often we'll draw like things just next to each other, which is fine. Like, you know, I want to draw something that's a bit more interesting in terms of the composition. How do you approach learning a bunch of subject matters that you can combine into a scene? I suppose you start with that. You start with it depends. Like, this is based. This kind of question is like one that is very personal. So you need to ask yourself what you'd want to draw, what you want to draw, like, and then when you get the answer to that question, that's going to make it really easy for you now to figure out what subject matters you need to study. And then when it comes to the approach of actually studying those things, it's like you start by attempting to draw. I would always say this, okay, so attempt to draw the thing that you want to draw. Like, make a good attempt to draw the thing that you want to draw, and then like you can try to improve it by taking the things that you didn't do so well on and actually studying those things in detail. So like, I like to draw police and things and like people in uniforms and stuff. So like, one thing I try to draw like a police chasing a guy, a police officer chasing a guy, and then I realized, okay, well, I need to actually practice drawing police hats. Like, I actually don't know how to draw them properly, and then I tried learning that first, and it sends you on. It's really fun because it sends you on a whole journey. Like, as you're looking at the thing that you tried to draw that didn't go so well, you're picking off the things that you did badly, and you're like learning each one of them individually. So it sends you on like a journey of like things to study. So like, then I started learning how to draw certain weapons, guns, because you know, I want my police officer to wield a weapon, and that's because I just have one image in my head. That's it. Like, so I would say that's how you should do it. Yeah, because subject matters is like there's so much you can end up learning when it comes to subject matter. You really, your best bet really is to attack things little by little as you grow interest in those things. Don't like try to like learn everything, especially things that you're not interested in. Like, don't bother. obviously the staple stuff, like, well, yeah, like what Adam is saying, right? The staple stuff, you do need to learn those things like anatomy and how to draw clothes and all those things. But then when it comes to like specific subject matter, you probably want to ask yourself the question, what do I want to draw? Like, don't try and draw like, don't just try and draw whatever you see some other guy doing, you know. Yeah, that would be my answer to that. So let's try and, I guess, so our horizon line is here. I guess I could get somebody to no, this is boring. This is a boring composition. Let me try a different one. Actually, you know what, I'll try and combine something into the scene again. Still boring. Let's try. Good to see you back, Adam. Good to see you back. No, I don't like that. Issue I'm having there with. Let me try to draw that again. That was interesting. There we go. That's a bit better. I just realized I've been drawing with the 0.3 for so long that for like a few weeks now. That I'm actually, it feels weird to hold 0.2 again. Like this feels very thin. I don't know. Let's think of a scene. So we have a person. Too close. So I placed these people way too close. So like, doesn't help with the story, with the staging I'm trying to do, because it just feels they feel too hunched up together. But anyway, we'll just see how far we can go with this. let's see. Too close. Way too close. It doesn't really give... It's not giving me what I want from this composition, because it just feels like everything is too bunched up and close together, well, in my opinion at least. So we'll try another one. Feels like I've done it again with this composition. It feels like they're too close together and they're not really showing any depth. By the way, this is exactly how I draw. Practice. It's like constantly changing paper, making loads and loads of attempts. Oh yeah, all the best, Adam. Take care. Are you going making paint? Are you going to make painting and coloring videos? Possibly in the future, but I mean, right now I'm really focusing on the skill of drawing. I can paint kind of, and I can color, and I know how to color things, I suppose. And but if I was to get to coloring, I probably would go on to talking about values before I did anything to do with color, because values is like pretty much all you need to know if you want to be good at that stuff. If you get good at values, you basically got it. So I probably would talk about values way more first before talking about anything to do with color. But yeah, no, I wouldn't rule it out. Hey man, how do you go about learning how to foreshorten the side of a box when turning it? I seem to not be able to really grasp that, making it look like the same form when rotating. Yes, a common issue people have is a common issue. I will give you the answer that maybe you don't necessarily want to hear, to be honest. The way I do it is like through intuition. So if I'm being honest, like so when it comes to like, say I think you're asking this, like say I draw this box, right, and then I draw it slightly rotated, even maybe rotated this way, and then what you end up getting is something like this, right? And then eventually you rotate it a little bit more, and then it becomes this. And you rotate it again a little bit, and it becomes. And so on and so forth. The way I know is like I just kind of take my eye through it. So like I look at this, and then I just think like how, when it comes to how much, I just think that like to myself that like if this rotates this way, we're gonna have to see less of this side, and this side's gonna have to grow in size, and as a result, these are gonna be less angled. So this, I don't know if you know about the Y method, but some people use that method. I'm thinking to myself like, right, if this is rotating this way, this is gonna become more flat instead of being like this. It has to become more like this, right? So these are actually the stages. You get this, then you get this, then you get this, right? That's 1, 2, 3, and I guess my brain just thinks like what's expected as the thing rotates. What should I see? I should see less of this side and more of these sides. And so I guess that's the thought process I'm having. It's not like it's mostly intuitive. The main way I got used to doing this is like just by looking at real boxes or looking at real things turn. If you look at this right here, this is my perfume, my perfume right here. If you spend enough time just looking and observing how it changes as you rotate it, you'll get a good like sense of how things feel as they rotate. I would recommend just getting a box and just like doing this and drawing it if you have to as well. Because the best way, again, it's the best way to know this stuff is through intuition. If I'm being honest, like you're not gonna really. There's no like special method that you're gonna find online that's gonna help you. It's just really about spending enough time observing these rotations. And that's pretty much it. Like, sorry if that's not that clear, but that's basically how I do it. You seem to be able to really grasp that and making it look like the same from form when rotating. Well, you can. One of the things you can do when it looks, if you think you're constantly making things look the same when rotating, I would actually just challenge you to just like tell yourself to change one thing about your drawing. So like if you find yourself drawing this, right, and then let's say you want to rotate it, and then you try to draw it again, and then you end up drawing this, and you're like, man, what have I done? I didn't even rotate. I mean, yeah, this looks rotated, I guess, but if you find yourself drawing the same thing again, you might need to just ask yourself what you're not changing. Like, clearly what's not changing enough here is these lines. Clearly these lines are not changing enough. So once you realize that, you can say to yourself, okay, that's what I'm not doing. Well, what needs to happen to this one? Well, this line needs to get more flat. So instead of here, it needs to go, instead of this angle, it needs to be more like this. This angle can stay the same because we're not, if we're rotating it this way, you don't need to do anything. This can just stay flat. And this needs to become, instead of drawing like this, it needs to become more like this. So we combine all of that together, all those things, then we can get a drawing that looks. So we'll start with this. Instead of drawing this line, we go like that instead. Instead of drawing this, we draw that instead. Instead of drawing, and we just keep this the same. And then we just join it up. And just like that, you've drawn a different box. But you got there by asking yourself, or reminding yourself at least, that you're not changing enough when you're drawing these. You need to change more things. Yeah, I hope that helps. I don't know if that's helpful, but yeah. No problem, Bran. I hope it helped. I hope it helped because it's the best way I can explain it. Because I do really mean it when I say I do everything intuitively. So, like when it's hard to, sometimes it's a bit hard to explain things like that because like people just think like there's a method, there's like a special formula to follow, like draw this line then draw that line. But honestly, your best bet is like to get really good at intuiting what things look like, and then like using trial and error, like with the cubes, just what did you not change? What did you not change? What? Why does it still look like the same cube? Well, this does help a little. I appreciate the insight. I'm actually the gentleman who chatted with you recently about your live streams at Mentorship. Glad I was able to catch this. Oh, yeah, hi, yeah, hi. Oh, yeah. I'm glad you're around. Are you you're Omen? I don't know. Are you Omen? Um. Oh, recently, it must have been on Instagram then. Yeah, because I sorry, I don't remember. I get messages from so many people. I forget who I'm talking to. Um, Dennis, are you Dennis? Is it Dennis or Deniz? Deniz is like Turkish. Because I have a lot of Turkish followers, and I don't know. Sometimes the um, name spelling is similar to like. I know Deniz is like Turkish, but it could be just be Dennis. So I could be making that up. I don't know. Ah, yeah, Instagram. Yeah, gotcha. Oh, Venezuelan. Okay, gotcha. is how a typical practice session looks like for you. Yes, that is correct. Yes, this is exactly how it looks. Pretty boring. I practice like right today. Like I'm not doing anything super exciting, but it does look like this. Like I will just practice one thing that I really struggle with, and that right now tends to be like staging objects and finding a story in it. Like I can draw in perspective and stuff like that, but sometimes it's like putting things into a scene and creating an interesting kind of like composition, something that I struggle with. So I'll just practice whatever that I struggle with, which is that right now. So yeah, that's me, my practice, typical practice session. And not all practice sessions are like a lot of my practice sessions are like super, I don't know, just kind of experimental. I recommend everybody do this kind of thing as well. I don't know what you guys' practice session like. Mine tends to be quite boring. Unless I'm like actually drawing something interesting, it can be quite boring, I suppose, because I'm just practicing like getting my mind to think in a certain way rather than get a perfect drawing, if you know what I mean. Yeah. I get too hyper focused on making something that looks good, and I overthink majority of the time. That's a general take on what happens. Yeah, it happens. It happens. I definitely feel your pain there, man. Definitely feel your pain. Definitely feel your pain there. Like I often will fixate on things. It took me time to get to a point where I can like enjoy my practice, because I would often, what you'd said right there is like quite common to quite often what I would do. These days I don't do that so much. Like I can really just enjoy and just sit down and really just I can get a lot out of my practice because I really am just focused on one thing, but not to get it perfect, just to like actually practice doing it, if you know what I mean. This is like this, for example, the mannequin stuff I'm doing right now is just to practice doing it, not necessarily being a pro at it, you know. What got by kicks? What your knowledge is with Amers? Amers, what's that? I don't know what the heck that is. You mean armor? Maybe? I'm guessing you mean armor, I don't know. Oh, hi, Farouk. Medieval armors, RPG shit. I could draw that, I think. It wouldn't be a problem for me, but I think I haven't, like, studied it. I can't, like, draw it from memory or anything, but, I mean, if you gave me a week, probably study it pretty well. Yeah, I don't have that much knowledge on it, but, like, you know, I could just... like everything is like everything. Once you can draw forms and stuff, you can draw anything. So I think if I practice that enough, I could probably draw it quite easily. I just don't know how to actually, like, right now I have no clue. Like, I could probably, I don't know. Let me make an attempt. I have no clue how to draw like a helmet, a medieval helmet or something. It's like I just have to guess. Like I know how to draw like robots and stuff. That's what I was into. Medieval helmet though, like I probably, what would I do? Let's see. Oh boy. No clue. No clue whatsoever. Just not something I practiced. But not my thing. No, it definitely. I love medieval armor. It looks really cool. I just would have to practice it. That's all. And this doesn't look like medieval armor. This looks like some kind of, like, I don't know. No clue what I'm doing right now. I mean, I know, like, what is it, like a breastplate thingy? I often see when they draw medieval armor, they often draw like that kind of thing. And then it's like chainmail or something, like. Breastplate, I don't know. Whatever, but yeah, no, it's just something you have to practice. Yeah, definitely something I might look up now because it looks interesting. But no, I'm not really. I've never really spent much time drawing medieval armor or anything. Let's see. Okay. Not realistic. I have a hard time designing them. Oh yeah, as with everything. Robots are my thing, and I have a hard time designing robots. I definitely know what you mean. What was your approach in tackling cylinders and ellipses in perspective? Was it something you grasped intuitively as well? Yeah, it's intuitive. Tackling cylinders and ellipses in perspective. Yeah. What I mean, well, in perspective, ellipses in perspective are really kind of, without sounding like too dismissive. Like they're quite simple, right? It's just you start with the circle. That's if you're looking at it from the top, and by the time you've rotated it fully, it should be flat. So in between, you might have something like that. Then to that. Into that, right? Like that's how that's how you should think about cylinders. Like just think about how much of the top I'm seeing. How much of the top am I seeing? Am I seeing everything, or am I seeing a little bit of it? And again, just like I showed you with the boxes, it helps to find objects that can help you see how that looks. So this is a battery, and if I rotate it, I just get myself used to, as I do this and I'm rotating it, I'm getting myself used to what it looks like as it rotates in and out of my view. At least the top of this bit, how does it look as it rotates in and out of my view? So yeah, that was intuitive as well. Like the more you draw it from life, the more intuitive it will become. What days you usually stream? I stream completely randomly. Like every stream I do is completely random. I don't have a schedule or anything like that. But I will announce when I do have a proper schedule for this stuff, this kind of thing. I will announce it, and you guys will find out. So don't worry about that. Love the content quickly. Do you have a kind of practice or line quality routine? Yes, I do. How do I practice my lines? I have a rule. My rule is try not to go over yourself too many times. Well, you're often taught not to chicken scratch. Yes. Do not chicken scratch. Don't do that. Bad. Don't do that. That's wrong. But oh, what's going on here? 1 second. So I'm just trying to make sure it's in view. Sorry, there's something wrong with my camera. Sorry. Yeah, my line routine. Yeah. So yes, do not chicken scratch. Yes, everybody knows that you shouldn't chicken scratch, and that is very common advice. Most people have learned not to do it. So that's good advice. Okay. But then when you want to actually improve your line quality and your line confidence, at least what I do is, oh, sorry, I'll tell you how it goes. So you get told not to do this, and then eventually you get told to draw like this instead, right? So you get told to draw like that. It's common advice. Don't do chicken scratches. Do strokes. Do your nice strokes, right? Now this is all fine and stuff, like for academic drawing. I'm not really into academic drawing at the moment. I mean, I do academic drawing, but that's like my personal stuff that I don't really show people. But when it comes to like drawing in the way I like to draw, like the way that actually is fun for me, I like to draw. I don't do this, and I don't do this either. Like I don't do any of that. I don't follow any of the typical advice. I just tend to practice drawing in one stroke. So this is actually how I draw, and you probably have seen me do it. That I draw like this. So I don't really chicken scratch, and I don't do this either. I just draw like this. One stroke. And my rule is basically try not to go over myself too many times. So if I draw a line down like this, I often practice being able to get things right the first time, because when I do that, it forces me to have a clearer image in my head. And that also in turn affects how my lines look, because it means I'm not really finding the drawing, if you know. I'm not like finding where things are. I already know where things are going to be, and I'm just like drawing them out now. Like I know that what this box is going to look like before I actually draw it, drawing in this way, this like one stroke way, forces you to have an idea of what you're doing before you draw it. So that's how I think about my lines. And then in terms of the quality, because I'm drawing in one stroke, I'm just varying my pressure as I go along. So I might press hard, then I'll go soft, hard again, soft, throughout the whole line, the whole duration of the whole line. And that's pretty much what I practice. So then how do I practice that? Well, I practice being able to just draw straight lines that way. So for example, doing things like this, as you can see, I go slow. This is a common practice I see people do, but they often do it like this. So they'll go like this. They're told to practice ghosting the lines. Ghost the line, ghost the line. Maybe you want to draw a line from there, you ghost it like that. You go like this, and you'll ghost it, and then you'll suddenly go, okay, cool. I don't do like that, because in between, as you can see these lines in between, can you see that the pen ink gets very thin over here, and I don't like that. I like my pen thickness to be controlled the whole way through, and that's why I don't really do fast stuff like that. Can you see the ink has gone low here? I don't like that. So I practice all my practice. Everything I do, I practice doing it slowly. I never draw like that. I never do that. That's just me personally. So then if I practice something like this, somebody says, if I do practice this, drawing a line between two dots, I would just practice doing it slowly. So there you go. So that's how I practice something like that. And because I'm doing it slowly, I have the ability to control my lines much more than other people. So I've been told. Because when you draw like this, you're not actually in control. When you draw like that, you're not actually in control, because you're just like, once you decide to go in a certain direction, you're kind of stuck in that direction. Whereas when you draw like slowly, you're in much more control of your line. So yeah, that's how I draw. I draw slowly. That was a long way to answer your question, lemon. Boxes you can put intuitively, but using the box to just explain. How long did it take you to get good at drawing objects in perspective? I don't know the answer to that question actually. That's actually a hard question to answer, because it's like, I don't actually know. God knows. Like, I've been drawing for a very long time, so like, I would probably say years, but I don't, like, it's hard to say. Yeah. Sorry, I'm really bad at questions like that, because I have no. Sometimes probably a good thing actually, because I've just been drawing. Like, I haven't been obsessing over how long things will take me. Yeah, I don't actually think about how long things are going to take me to get good at, or whatever. I don't know. I don't think about it. My first art teacher beats my hand when I was going scratchy lines. Lesson learned. Yeah. Scratchy lines. Well, I mean, some people, I've seen some artists make chicken scratching look really good actually. Were there any tutorials, books, or exercises you followed in the beginning? Growing up, I was like watching YouTube as a kid, so I probably learned from like all kinds of people without knowing. But I would say the person that had the most effect on my drawing, probably Kim Jung-ji. Just watching what he did and paying attention to like what he was saying, that really made a difference. But in terms of tutorials, Proco was really helpful when I was like learning to draw. Proco really helped me a lot. Proco's great. Proco's really good. Any books for anatomy? I used to read. I'll show you what I learned for anatomy. What I used for anatomy. This book right here. This used to help. This is Michael Hampton, Figure Drawing, Design and Invention. This is what I used to read a lot for learning to draw anatomy, but I don't read as much as I used to. Now that I'm quite comfortable with figure drawing, I kind of learn by looking at lots of images. But yeah, this was really helpful at the time. Okay, so let's do some more. What size of paper do you draw? A3 bigger do you? Yeah, I do. This I'm drawing on like a angled thing. It looks like this. So that's how I'm drawing right now. It's like an angled thing, and yeah. That's how I'm drawing right now. Don't you ever go digital? Yeah, sometimes. If you go on my Instagram page, you'll see tons of digital drawings. But I prefer not to draw digital because I think it's a controversial opinion, but here we go. I think digital has been slightly devalued by AI. And also, I just don't like the texture of drawing digital. I just prefer to draw with my. I just like to draw with my hands, you know. I just like to draw with my hands. It's a preference of mine. Not that like. But with the AI thing, kind of already upsets me. I'm not gonna lie, it's really upsetting to be honest. But I don't know if I'm right about that. I'm probably wrong about that, but I just sometimes get discouraged. I get discouraged when I see all the AI stuff. That's me being raw, super raw with you guys. I get really discouraged with it. Like I can draw. Obviously, I can draw in digital and do stuff like that. But like, yeah, it's discouraging. It's discouraging. I don't know. It's just discouraging. So I tend to like just try to use my hands more. I'm good at using my hands anyway, so I'm like, okay, whatever. I'll just go back to using my hands. But I am gonna do more digital stuff. You'll probably see that at some point. Oh, Luke, hey, how's it going, Luke? Us digital folks are fighting tooth and nail out here. Oh man, I'm so sorry. And I'm sorry I left you guys, man. I left you guys. I used to draw digital a lot. And now I'm just like, I don't even want to. Sometimes I'm just like, I don't know. I don't know. As you can probably tell, guys, I hate AI. I hate it with every fiber of my being. I hate it. But hey, what can you do, man? Yes, he can do both. By the way, Lucat is like, you guys should check out Lucat. He's like insane. He's like an insane. He's such an insane painter. I don't even know how he does it. Like he's got this like weird way of doing like painting, which is like very I can't explain. It's like very impressionistic, but by the end of it, he like makes like some like a masterpiece. So yeah, I don't know how he does it. It's like very like, it's like one of those. It's just one of those styles I'll never really understand. Like I can only admire it, but I can't really do it. But it's really cool. You should check it out. You should check out Artbirds. Check out Luca. His channel is like really good. Steven Zapata gives seminars against AI. Oh, he does. Yeah, I watched Steven actually. Yeah, I like Steven. He's like one of the few artists that he's one of the few artists that like has a lot to say philosophically, at least when it comes to his artwork, which is really cool. I don't really hear that many people speak about the philosophy behind art. So I like Steven. He's really cool. And yes, he did a really good job fighting against AI. I know he went to like, he even has like kind of I could be wrong, but did he go to like he was at some like court cases or something to do with AI copyright? I don't know the details, but I must have saw him like do something like that, and I thought that's really cool, like, because we can talk about it, but like we gotta actually do something about it, I think I don't know if you can copyright AI work, but if stuff is being done in that area to like prevent people from copywriting AI work, that would be great, because yeah, AI sucks, basically. We should all hate AI together. Everybody hate AI with me. A lot of person hate AI. Same for me. That disgusts me when I know a picture is made by AI. Yeah, it really sucks. Well, I've had some weird dilemmas, man. Like, I'll be scrolling on Instagram and I'll see something and I'll be like, that's really cool. And I find out it's AI. And I get annoyed at myself because I'm like, I get really irritated with myself because I'm like, damn, why did I form an opinion about that thing before knowing it was AI? It's too late, because it's like, okay, I actually liked it, What could I do? I got tricked, But I don't know. It seems like it's here to stay, guys. So I don't know what we're gonna have to do, but Yeah, just gonna have to get used to it being here. Is Michael Hampton's book more beginner friendly? I would say so. Yeah, I would say so. Tom Fox's book is interesting because obviously it's very involved. I would say that Tom Fox's book should be read like for like reference. Like if you want to know how to solve a problem, his book can help you with that. Um, I wouldn't read it for like learning everything about anatomy because yeah, I'm just not gonna get through it. But yeah, I would recommend it for things like just reminding yourself or trying to think about a way to simplify some anatomical concept, right? Because oftentimes like people's abstractions can help you. So that's what I would use it for. But yeah, to answer your question though, I personally liked Mike Hampton's one. Yeah, I learned that was the one I read before anything else. I didn't read the whole thing. I never read the whole thing of anything, but it helped me get started with how to solve like anatomical issues. So yeah, I would recommend it. This is the rhythm of the night. Mm-hmm. I was using his book to try master forms, but it gets crazy about a third of the way. I just need some simple enough forms to keep stacking, queuing, or rotating. Yeah. Totally get you. Totally get you when it comes to Tom. Totally get you on that one. He's definitely hard to follow. Tom is an example of how we should all be. So, the reason why Tom's so good at drawing, and also because why he's so he's also hard to understand. The reason why he's good at drawing is also because the reason why he's so hard to understand, and that's because has a very intimate understanding of what he's drawing, and he's also created his own ways of understanding things. Okay, and when you do that, you develop when you develop an internet understanding of things, such that you're able to like create your own ways of understanding things. That's when you're like kind of that's when you lose people, because like it's very specific to you, but as a result, like you get to understand things in a way that is very specific to you, and therefore you're going to understand it better than if anybody else teaches you, right? So as a result, that's why he's so good, because he's really figured out how to simplify certain forms, certain anatomical concepts in a way that I don't think anybody else has, right? Like think about it, like to break down all the anatomical pieces in the way he's had to basically like I haven't, and again, like I said, I have not seen the way he does it with anybody else. So that means that he hasn't really relied on a Michael Hampton or a George Benjamin or anything. It's specifically himself, like, and that's why it can be a bit alienating. And I recommend everybody get to do what he does. Like when you're learning anatomy, like figure out how to make it understandable for yourself. Like whenever you are like looking at a muscle, try and figure out how you can draw it in a way that you understand specifically. That's what I've done with things like the head. Like I have my own way of drawing the head and stuff like that. Like I don't really rely on like a Loomis method or anything. I saw another user say that drawing boxes simpler than add mechanics. Is that a good exercise to do, or is it better to draw freehand? Draw boxes in perspective, then add mannequins or objects in those boxes. Yeah, you should do that. Yeah, why not? Yeah, you should do that, and then you can draw freehand. When you get comfortable, then you can draw freehand, right? When you get comfortable doing that, then you can try doing it freehand. You know, if you try doing it freehand and you find that you can do that easily, then you might not need to even do what that YouTuber says, right? You already know what to do, so you might not need to do all that, right? But it might help you to draw the box first. Who knows? It might just help you. The 100 Lessons channel on YouTube has a handful of figure drawing videos from community in a similar way. Both are awesome. Thank you. Yeah. Man, I love that channel. I like, especially like the 2-minute like draw like classes that he does. Even though they're 2 minutes, they're really helpful because I get to see what he was thinking like really quickly. And then also the longer ones are good as well. I wish I had a better translator though, because I don't actually understand what he's saying in the subtitles, and like I don't think it's been translated that well. But I try my best to understand it. But you know, it's a great channel. It's a really good channel. Really good channel. Okay, so yeah, Yeah, some of those translations are wild. Like they don't make any sense, which is a shame because like I think a lot of people more people would watch it if they could understand what he was saying. And honestly, what Kinjiji is interesting because like everything he says is like if you're listening carefully, then like he's dropping like absolute gems, and he just says them casually. So you've got to like really pay attention to what he says. So that's why the translations really matter. They really mean a lot. But I mean, maybe one day they'll sort out the translations. Who knows? Anyway, so I am going to. Will love you and leave you. I practiced the mannequins a bit. Practiced placing them. Let's see what I did today. So we had this one. We got this one. Tried to place these two in a similar space. Don't know how well I did. I'm not super happy with that. And we had let's see. We had this guy over here. We had these. I tried to put these in the same space, but like it looks like this is. It doesn't. It looks like they are in the same place, except like this is too. The scale seems wrong to me. I don't know. It doesn't seem right to me. These are obviously not in the same place. Like these are two different angles. Let's see what else we have. I had this one. I tried to put these in the same place. I'm not too happy. Not super happy with that, you know. But it's okay. It's okay. Let's see what else we have. Try to put some mannequins in a shared space here, but I think they're too close together, so I'm not really a fan of that one. Let's see what else we have. Then there's this one, which is okay, but boring. Bit of a boring composition here. And then finally, what else we have? This is the first thing I did, which is I just placed these mannequins next to each other. Then I put this guy here, but I mean this looks fine to me, sort of, but like I don't know about what's going on with his legs. So, but in terms of like placing them next to each other, this is fine. The only problem is it's really boring. So I just need to practice placing mannequins together in like an interesting way, creating a story. So that's what I'm going to be working on some more, and then I think I'll probably do that in the next live stream that I do. You guys will get to see how I've improved on that. So I think what I need to do really is just look at like more images and just break I can do mannequins easily. That's not a problem for me anymore. I just need to practice like just getting ideas for how to compose them in a scene in a kind of interesting way. And I think the best way to do that is to like look at more films, look at more images on well composed images, not random images, like well composed images, like from like directors and like comics and stuff, because it'll give me an idea of how to compose stuff. Obviously, studying more people like G again, like because the way he composes characters is really, really good, really interesting, and there's a lot to learn from there. But yeah, it was fun, and hopefully that was fun for you guys to watch. It was fun for me to practice. So, here's another one. Yeah. Without further ado, I wish you guys the best, and you guys keep watching because I'm going to probably post some more videos on drawing, not so technical, but should be fun to watch nevertheless. Alright, take care, all the best.